Aboraboye everyone. How you doing? Welcome back again to another edition of the Spiritual High Five. Um, Here, recording this time from Lagos, Nigeria. It's raining outside, super heavy. It's beautiful. The weather is nice. Temperature is nice, and it's great. So today, what I'd like to talk about today is the idea, the concept, the strategy of running towards all of those things that you feel like hurt you. I mean the memories. I'm not saying run towards toxic people or run towards people that are, you know, unscrupulous or anything. Literally just running towards the things that you tried to hide, the stuff you wanted to stuff away, the stuff you thought you was just going to box it up and put it in a drawer or put it in a closet and put it in a storage unit and never have to see it again, never have to deal with it again. And so I want you to know that you have to unpack all that stuff. You have to go towards it. You have to open it up. You have to see what it is, you know, and obviously metaphorically speaking, the self. Figure out yourself, why are you, when you feel fear, what are you feeling fear from or fright from? When you feel anxiety, when you feel nervousness, what are you feeling that from? Because the story today is about myself and what I experienced when I had to, funny enough, sort of passively, I wasn't consciously thinking about that in the moment. It was the result of, so a few weeks ago, I had to go and take stuff from the old storage, which is down the hill, to the new storage, which is up the hill. And in doing that, I saw some things, I saw some boxes. I was like, oh, I need these boxes. So let me go ahead, bring these boxes to the house. I opened the boxes. Lo and behold, I found my children's birth certificates. I found paperwork I needed. I found all kinds of things that were useful to me in these boxes that I had just pushed away. Now, why am I using this reference? Because the old storage down the hill is the storage that I took out when the elder of the temple, my mom's, had passed a couple years back. And I just sort of put everything in the storage. I didn't really sort anything, didn't really look through anything. I took things that I thought were essential for the most part then. Don't think that way necessarily now about all of it. And sure enough, it just stayed there. Rats was running in there, messing up some of my things, dust, the whole nine. And so when I went and I brought the stuff to the new storage up the hill, it forced me to have to now look through some of these things. I brought the boxes home. I began to look through them, and I started to notice, like I said, there were papers in there that were useful to me. There were things that I needed. And then there was a whole lot of stuff that just got shredded, that was trash. Letters from a bunch of years ago that aren't valid. Credit card invitations that expired like 4 years ago, 5 years ago. All this stuff was in there. And so why is that important? Because like those boxes in the old storage from down the hill that went into the new storage up the hill, if I didn't look, if I didn't face those things, I would have been holding on to trash. And no, it wouldn't have been that it's out of sight, out of mind, because I was still physically paying for it to be there. So it never went away. I was paying to keep it there, and it was of no use to me. AhHa. Now I take that and I reflect on myself with that. When I'm thinking about how do I evolve, how do I grow, how do I be the best I could be, then I think about, Are there things that I'm paying for, holding on to, allowing to affect my life that I don't need anymore? That aren't worth anything? That don't have any value? Any experiences? Memories? Even physical objects that aren't useful? That I'm holding on to? That I'm allowing to have space in my consciousness, in my world, in my mind, and they don't serve a purpose? So what also happened was, in seeing those things, obviously, the first thing that came back, whoosh, a whole flood of memories. A flood of memories. Some of the memories weren't good ones. Some of them were painful ones. They were disturbing ones. And I had to say, okay, let me feel those through. And for about a day or so after, they just sort of had me feeling a little, just not 100, not as bright as I could feel. And then I thought about it and I realized, and I said, where did this stuff come from? Where are all of these things coming from? Where are all of these memories coming from that are feeling, uncomfortable? And I began to unpack them, like I physically unpacked the box. And when I physically unpacked the box, I found a Spike Lee and Mont Blanc collaboration pen, fountain pen, writing instrument with the purple ink and the leather-bound notebook that I had bought years ago, which is now worth more than when I bought it. In perfect condition, in that box that I would have acted like I forgot about. But then, like I said, I also found a bunch of papers that just needed to be shredded. And so something about that, don't try to rush it. I thought I was gonna just speed through, empty the boxes, rim, shred, tear pieces up, put away. You know what? It actually took me about 5 days to go through those couple boxes, because I had to do it for real. I had to do it in earnest. I had to read some of the letterhead to know what I was looking at, to figure out if it was important or not. So similarly, it's okay if it takes you a day, if it takes you 5 days, if it takes you 5 months to sift through all those boxes of stuff that you packed away and put away and thought that if it was out of sight, it'd be out of mind, for you to then turn around, look through all of it, find out what's important, and shred the other crap. You might feel, on one hand, a little upset. On the other hand, you also might feel really liberated, because I felt so much freer when I knew what really was there. I had something that was a little bit of a perception of what I thought these papers were going to be, or what I thought I was going to find. And then actually going through, I'm like, this, shred it. I don't need that. And it wasn't even as bad as I thought it was going to be. And you know what's even the best part about it? Is the things that I found were important are really important. The things that I found that were important are things that will now nourish me for the next 50 years, 70 years. Don't be afraid. I can tell you what not to, we're going to leave the don'ts out of it. Be courageous. You got it. You're loved. Olodumare loves you. Your Ori loves you. Your ancestors love you. Jirisha Nirumale is there to support you. You love yourself. Be able to smile and enjoy. I love you all. Odabo, have a great day. Oh yes, please like and subscribe. I'm learning about this. Like and subscribe to The Spiritual High Five on YouTube. All right, peace.